It's post-game show time here on Donovan Live. I'm Dave DiNatale, along with Jim Donovan here on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. All right, just to clear something up, on the segment with Danielle, somebody emailed me the People's Airline, right?
People's Express.
But it's like People's Express. Now, did you ever fly People's Express?
A lot.
Yeah, because that was
all you had to do was everything in the world had to go through Newark.
Mm-hmm.
I think People's Express really put Newark on the map.
Yeah.
And maybe something else put Newark on the map. Maybe one of their Little League teams went to Williamsport and won the Little League World Series. I don't know. But I do know this, that, you had to, as long as you wanted to go through Newark, okay, you could go anywhere. You could go, and I used to go to Burlington, Vermont, because I came to Cleveland from Burlington, Vermont. So I would go back up and visit people up in Burlington, Vermont, because I was the weekend sportscaster here. So I used to have like Monday and Tuesday off.
Yeah.
So I would go up, and it was very easy to get a flight, and it was like $25.
I mean, now to fly to Burlington, Vermont, I mean,
you go through Amsterdam and everywhere else, and then you get to In fact, I think Dave Chudowski lands finally coming back from Oakland, maybe sometime before Game 3 tomorrow.
Did you ever fly ValueJet?
I don't think so, no.
I actually did. I did once in college. We were following Bowling Green's football team. They were playing in Orlando. And ValueJet had just had a crash in Florida like a few weeks
Wasn't there an NFL player that was?
I think so.
Yeah.
And so my family was not too happy with that decision, but it's nice to know. There are links now at WKYC.com that Danielle was talking about. There are some really cheap flight deals out there you can find, but it's just interesting now that, we could say, boy, I remember flying to, Newark for $25 or flying.
I don't think it was anything more than $25.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. All right. I want to stay in New Jersey for a second because according to Adam Schefter of ESPN, who's going to the Browns now, the New York Jets are about to cut ties with wide receiver Eric Decker. Now, we've seen Jeremy Maclin get cut loose a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago by Kansas City. I think you and I have talked about on this particular show that, it would be nice for the Browns to have another wide receiver to go along on the other side of Kenny Britt so that Corey Coleman doesn't necessarily have to be on the outside. He can be in the slot, which maybe he might be more effective. Does a 30-year-old Eric Decker coming off of a shoulder injury that limited him to 3 games last year interest you?
Well, somebody with experience does. Now, the Browns, I was out at their OTA today, their organized team activity, and I'm watching these guys, and I think you can rebuild the offensive line, and they have. And I think you can, stress that you're going to run the ball a lot more this year. And I think that's good. That's all good. And I think you can have a very, very wide open competition at quarterback. But at some point, that quarterback, whoever he may be, and it may be all 4 of them at one point this year, whoever he may be, he needs guys to throw the ball to. And right now, I'm not sure they have NFL-type caliber wide receivers. Now, they drafted 4 guys a year ago, okay? Coleman being at the head of the class. Now, he's been injured. He was injured when he got to the Browns. He was injured early on in his career with the Browns. Then he got, he's been banged up a couple of times. And now he's struggling again with a hamstring issue. So, there's a lot expected of him. But then the 3 other guys that they got in that class, Ricardo Lewis, Higgins, and Peyton, have not really jumped up the way that you would want them to do. So Kenny Britt comes in, and he has some experience. And without even touching a football, he immediately goes to the head of the class as their number 1 receiver, I would think, right now, because he's been in the NFL. So, yes, I don't know if it's Eric Decker. Okay, I don't know. That what you just described scares me a little bit, that he's been injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he only played 3 games last year, only caught 9 passes. Now, in 2015, different story. Over 1,000 yards, had 12 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But you start to get, and I know it's certainly like this with running backs, but it also when you get to that 30-year-old age as a skill player, sometimes people kind of push it away unless they really need to fill a position. But what you're saying is, the Browns really do need another wide receiver before they get started.
I think so, and I think that this is one of those situations where you're watching every team in the league, if you're the Browns, and you're taking a look at their roster, and then it will play out that training camp is going to start, and those preseason games will start. And guys, at some point after the 3rd preseason game, everybody's got to make a dramatic cut at that point, and there's going to be a wide receiver or 5 wide receivers, I don't know how many, but there will be wide receivers available And I think the Browns seriously at that point have to take a look at that, because I don't know that if they have enough experience in the wide receiver room. Now, I hope they have potential, but I think at least at the beginning of the year, they need some experience.
Right.
Because you just do. You need a guy that can help out quarterbacks.
To the Cavaliers now. Is Ty Lue playing a little bit of a rope-a-dope and the players doing the same thing by getting up there today and saying, "Hey, look, we're not going to change the pace. We like the pace we're going at. We're not going to adjust because right now we can't keep up with Golden State." Is that a ruse in your mind, or are they just going to, hey, we're going to go up, we're going to win or lose, we're going to do it our way?
Well, as you and I have discussed, I think the pace is wrong.
Yes.
Okay. And I think it's great to say we want to play at that pace and we're comfortable at that pace. But so far in the first 2 games, evidence would say that's not true and that you have to slow the game down. Now, there's a way to slow the game down and still not get out of your style, and that is make shots.
Right.
Have them inbounding the ball rather than taking the ball off a missed shot and then, pouring it down the court, because that's a problem for them right now. So they're home. I think that they think that they're going to shoot better at home. I would say that they're due definitely to shoot better, although Golden State, there's a reason why the Cavs are not shooting that well, and the Golden State defense is legit, and it's very, very good. But I would think just in the basic thinking that the pace is wrong for them right now.
Last question, away from the Cavs. It is D-Day, June 6th. Chris Ty mentioned it during 77 Seconds at 7. Got me wondering, as you think about, you're a movie buff, as you think about Saving Private Ryan, The Longest Day, D-Day, the 6th of June, those types of war movies, what's Jim Donovan's go-to war movie? Patton?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. I thought George C. Scott was absolutely amazing. And the cast in that was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just incredible, some of the people that were in that movie. And it's a long movie.
Yes.
I mean, well over 3 hours, I think.
Yeah. Back in the days of you needed 2 VHS tapes back in the day to watch it. They couldn't put it all on one. You had to actually stop halfway in the movie, take out the tape, put the other one in, and watch it. That's how long it is.
And see, that's why I love going to Radio Shack. You could go do that, right? I mean, I alluded to that on the show. I love that movie. I thought it was. If they show it tonight, I'm there. I just think it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, that was the role of a lifetime for him, and he had some great roles. But my goodness, did he capture the character and the mood of that? And let's face it, that's when we talk about athletes. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant's like famous now. Yeah. LeBron's famous now. That was at a time period where generals were famous.
Sure.
They were the heroes of
Eisenhower, MacArthur,
Absolutely,
Eisenhower, Patton,
right.
Bradley.
Absolutely.
But Scott won the Academy Award for that role and became the first person to ever refuse the Academy Award. Didn't want it because he felt like, look, I'm an actor. I'm not in competition with somebody. I'm just an actor. So he was kind of making a statement, but it is an Academy Award winner for that role. The first 5 or 10 minutes or whatever that scene with him in front of the flag, I just stop what I'm doing. It's an amazing monologue.
Well, I'm glad that you agree. I mean, I mean, I like all of these other, trips down, wartime stories. I mean, are amazing. But you go back to that movie. I mean, that stands the test of time. Let me give you another tip on something.
Okay.
An audio thing to do.
Yes.
MacArthur's speech at West Point.
Oh yes. And you actually.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing. Gregory Peck does it in the movie MacArthur.
But there is actually a recording.
And I think he was 80 years old. Still amazing.
And I think did it off the top of his head.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think he did it off the top of his head.
See, this is what we do on the post-game show. It's not all sports. We'll get sports, but we give the education.
Can I tell you one thing before we close? Kiera's an MVP. She shoots
every day.
But I'll tell you, the sport of the night is Carly Flynn Morgan because we always do this right by her desk. Okay, and I really think that should be, Yeah. I mean, really.
MVP. All right.
There'll be an extra pork rind for her.
For Kiera Cotton, for Carly Flynn Morgan, Jim Donovan, I'm Dave DiNatale. Thanks for watching Donovan Live Postgame Show here on Facebook Live.